Have you ever felt like the universe is sending you signs? Repeating numbers, a strange dream, or a deep feeling that change is near? Pisces, that's not random, it's a message. And it's calling your name. As we approach April 5th, 2025, something rare is aligning. A cosmic moment made just for you. And along with it come 6 sacred numbers. Not just numbers to play the lottery, but numbers carrying ancient wisdom, helping you unlock both prosperity and peace. This isn't just about luck. It's about timing, intention, and tapping into the energy that already lives within you. You've overcome so much. Now the universe is saying, are you ready for more? Let's find out. But before we dive in, let's set the intention together. Give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of this life-shifting guidance. And here's a challenge for you. Comment below. I welcome growth and harmony into my life. That one sentence sets powerful energy in motion. Are you ready to claim what's meant for you, Pisces? Let's begin. Part 1. Number 6. The creative fire of Pisces. Number 6 is not just a digit. It's a flame. A spiritual signal reminding you that joy, creativity, and self-expression are not luxuries, but necessities. For Pisces, a sign already swimming in intuition and emotion, number 6 acts like a bridge between your dreams and your reality. In spiritual traditions, 6 is the number of harmony, beauty, and nurturing. In Buddhist thought, it mirrors the idea of right livelihood, living in a way that's both meaningful and joyful. In astrology, 6 vibrates with the generous, expansive energy of Jupiter, which rules growth, abundance, and wisdom. When this energy flows through Pisces, it brings a spark of creativity that can't be ignored. And that spark, it's not meant to stay small. It's meant to light something big. Take Lena, a 52-year-old Pisces from Oregon. She spent over 2 decades working a job that paid the bills but drained her spirit. One day, after years of ignoring a quiet inner voice, she picked up a paintbrush. Just for fun, she told herself. But something shifted. She painted daily. She shared her work online. Within a year, her art was featured in a local gallery. Within 2, she had quit her job and was running her own art studio, mentoring other women, rediscovering their creativity later in life. What made the difference? Lena didn't just follow money, she followed joy. And joy, like fuel, lit the path. That's the lesson of number 6. Joy is not a distraction, it's direction. Too often we think success comes only from hard work, hustle, and sacrifice. And yes, Pisces, you're no stranger to effort. You're a natural builder. But number 6 reminds you that success built without joy will eventually crumble. Passion sustains what effort alone cannot. So ask yourself, when was the last time you did something just because it made your soul smile? What if joy was the key to unlocking your next big opportunity? Whether it's painting, writing, gardening, cooking, designing, or building something with your hands, your creative energy holds real value. And when you act on it with purpose, the universe responds. Use affirmations like, I express my creativity freely and allow joy to guide my success. Because number 6 is more than prosperity. It's prosperity with meaning. It's about creating a life that feels good, not just looks good. So Pisces, if your inner fire has been dimmed by routine or responsibilities, it's time to reignite it. Follow what excites you. That spark, that's your path. And number 6 is your guide. Part 2. Number 7. The spiritual awakening through stillness. In a noisy world obsessed with more money, more goals, more recognition. The number 7 whispers something radically different. Pause. In Buddhist philosophy, 7 is sacred. It represents the 7 factors of enlightenment: mindfulness, investigation, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. These aren't abstract concepts. They are spiritual tools. And for Pisces, a sign ruled by depth and emotion, number 7 invites you to go inward and remember what truly matters. Number 7 is the call to stillness, to slow down, to tune out the chaos, and to listen, not to the outside world, but to the gentle voice within. It's the kind of wisdom that doesn't scream. It sits quietly, waiting to be heard. Let me tell you the story of Mr. Hoshino, a 78-year-old Pisces from Kyoto. After retirement, he felt lost. His days were filled with silence, but not the peaceful kind. He had once been a successful engineer. Now, his life felt empty. Until one day, his granddaughter gave him a beginner's book on meditation. "Maybe this will help you sleep," she said. It did more than that. Each morning he lit incense, sat on his cushion, and focused on his breath. He started with 5 minutes, then 10, then 30. The stillness that once felt unbearable became a sanctuary. Through mindfulness, he began to see his past not as a series of regrets, but as lessons. He forgave himself. He softened. He reconnected, not just with others, but with himself. When asked what changed him most, he smiled and said, "I stopped trying to find answers out there. Everything I needed was already here." Points to heart. That is the gift of number 7. It's not a path to fame. It's a path to freedom. Because true wealth isn't measured in what you own. It's in how deeply you know yourself. And the number 7 invites Pisces to do just that, to slow down, reflect, meditate, and realign with your inner truth. Use this moment to ask, when was the last time you sat in silence without distraction? What if the peace you're chasing is already here, ready inside you? Try this simple ritual. Each morning, sit in silence for 7 minutes. Focus on your breath. If thoughts arise, greet them, then let them pass. No judgment, only awareness. Write down one insight after. You'll be surprised how clear life becomes when you listen without noise. Affirm to yourself, "I trust the stillness. I listen inward. I am enough." Pisces, your magic doesn't come from doing more. It comes from being more present. The number 7 isn't here to change your world. It's here to change how you see it. And once you do, everything transforms. Part 3. Number 12. Reinvention through bold change. The number 12 isn't gentle. It doesn't whisper like 7 or glow warmly like 6. No. Number 12 kicks open the door and says, "It's time!" Spiritually, 12 represents transformation. It's the number of completion and new structure. 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 steps in many ancient teachings. But when paired with the energy of Uranus, the planet of rebellion, invention, and electric change, it becomes something more. It becomes a force, a push, a spark of bold reinvention. And Pisces? As a sign known for flowing with emotions and sometimes avoiding disruption, number 12 might feel like a challenge. But here's the truth. Growth never lives in comfort. It hides just outside the lines of routine. Number 12 is your permission slip to break patterns, to leave behind the life that no longer fits and step into one that finally does. Meet Rafael, a 60-year-old Pisces from Sao Paulo. For over 3 decades, he worked in finance, smart, secure, steady. But deep down, something always itched, the desire to open a jazz cafe. He'd play the saxophone every Sunday evening, but never dared make it more. Then one day after turning 60, he asked himself, if not now, when? So he quit, sold his apartment, rented a corner space downtown, and opened Café Dos Hommes, a cozy jazz cafe where locals gather nightly for music, tea, and community. Was it scary? Absolutely. But was it worth it? Every single note. Raphael's story isn't just about career change. It's about reclaiming life on your terms. That's the fire of number 12. And Pisces, you have that fire too, even if it's been buried. Ask yourself, what have I been postponing? Not because I can't, but because I'm afraid. What dream keeps whispering to me at 2 a.m.? Because here's the thing. Age doesn't limit reinvention. Only the mind does. Affirm. I embrace change. I grow through bold decisions. I trust the unknown. Uranus doesn't offer stability. It offers freedom. The kind of freedom that comes when you rewrite the script and realize it's not too late. It never was. So Pisces, if something inside you is stirring, don't silence it. Feed it. Follow it. Let number 12 guide you out of your comfort zone and into the most alive version of yourself. Because transformation doesn't knock twice, and sometimes the biggest risks bring the most beautiful returns. Part 5. Number 18. Letting go to grow. In Buddhist teachings, life is a cycle. Birth, death, rebirth. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. The number 18 holds this exact energy. It is the number of closure, but not the kind that ends in despair. It's the closure that births liberation. In numerology, 1 represents new beginnings. 8 represents power and transformation. Together, 18 is the sacred invitation to release, in order to rise. Because before the lotus can bloom, the mud must be stirred. Before the sunrise comes, the night must pass. For Pisces, a sign deeply emotional and naturally compassionate, letting go doesn't come easily. You feel deeply. You attach gently, but tightly. And that's why number 18 is your spiritual teacher. It says, what you cling to may be the very thing holding you back. Let's talk about Mai Lin, a 64-year-old Pisces from Hanoi. She had been in a marriage for over 30 years. To outsiders, it looked stable. Inside, it was anything but. Her voice was always second, her dreams postponed. Her light dimmed so slowly that even she didn't notice it at first. One evening, she sat alone with a cup of green tea and asked herself, if this is the rest of my life, can I bear it? The answer came in silence, and in that silence, clarity bloomed. Within months, she made the bold decision to leave. Not with anger, but with self-respect. She moved into a small apartment, started teaching traditional Vietnamese cooking online, and even took a meditation retreat in Dalat. Was it easy? No. Was it peaceful? Not at first. But was it worth it? Absolutely. She didn't just let go of a marriage. She let go of fear, of silence, of shrinking herself to keep the peace. And in return, she found herself. That is the quiet strength of number 18. Letting go is not weakness. It is the boldest act of self-love. We often confuse holding on with strength, but in truth, anything forced becomes suffering. As the Buddha said, you only lose what you cling to. So Pisces, ask yourself, what am I still holding on to? Out of habit, fear, or guilt? What could my life look like if I chose freedom over familiarity? Number 18 encourages you to perform your own ritual of release. Write down the habits, thoughts, or relationships that no longer serve you. Burn it, tear it, bury it, whatever feels symbolic to you. Then replace it with a list of what you want to invite in. Affirm. I release with love. I make space for peace. I rise in freedom. Let number 18 guide you gently through your endings, because behind every goodbye is the whisper of a new hello. Sometimes the most beautiful version of your life is the one waiting on the other side of letting go. So go ahead, Pisces. Close the chapter. Turn the page. The next one has your name all over it. Part 6. Number 24. True wealth is in balance. What if success isn't about how much you earn, but how well you live? That's the question number 24 quietly asks. In the world of numerology, 2 symbolizes connection and harmony, while 4 represents structure and stability. Combined, they become a powerful code, balance that lasts. And in astrology, number 24 resonates deeply with the planet Venus, ruler of Pisces and guardian of love, beauty, and value. But Venus doesn't just guide romance. She reminds us of what truly matters: joy in simplicity, peace in relationships, and alignment between heart and habit. Too often we sacrifice one part of life to build another. We chase career and let go of health. We make money but lose sleep. We help others but neglect ourselves. Number 24 says, that isn't success, that's imbalance. Let's take the story of Edward, a 66-year-old Pisces from Prague. Edward had built what most people called a perfect life. A successful architect, with awards on his wall in a villa near the river. But he also had a calendar so full, he barely saw his grandchildren. And stress so high, it led to a heart attack one winter morning. Waking up in a hospital bed, he asked the nurse, "What time is it?" She smiled and replied, "It's time to rest, Mr. Edward. The world can wait." That moment changed him. After recovery, Edward made radical changes. He left his firm, sold his villa, and bought a countryside house with a garden. He began painting again, a childhood hobby he'd abandoned. He now works part-time teaching architecture to students, grows his own vegetables, and spends every Sunday walking in nature with his grandson. What did he say was his proudest achievement? Not the buildings I designed, but the quiet mornings I now enjoy, and the people I finally have time to love. That is the wealth of number 24. Not income, but inner calm. Not more, but enough. Pisces, you're a giver. You care. You push through storms for others. But number 24 reminds you that true giving starts from a full cup. And to fill that cup, you must take care of all of you. Mind, body, spirit. Ask yourself, am I nourishing my body as much as I build my dreams? Am I tending to my emotional garden, or letting it dry out? Success without health is hollow. Productivity without peace is poison, and love without presence fades. Affirm. I create balance in my life. I honor my needs. I live in quiet abundance. Let number 24 guide you to slow down and realign. Drink water. Move your body. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what heals you. Spend time with people who light you up, not burn you out. Because when all parts of you are nourished, your soul, your heart, your body, you don't just live, you thrive. And Pisces, that's the success that no one can ever take away. Part 7, number 28, harmony between past and future. Life is not a straight line. It loops, bends, circles back, and sometimes feels like it repeats itself. But within those cycles lies the beauty of becoming, again and again. The number 28 holds the essence of this truth. In numerology, 2 is about relationships and reflection. 8 is power, karma, and rebirth. Together, 28 becomes a symbol of life's cycles, how the past and future constantly shape your present. In Buddhist thought, nothing is fixed. Everything is impermanent. Joy comes and goes. Pain rises, then fades. And between each ending and beginning, there's always a space for healing, if we allow it. Pisces, with your deep emotional ocean and rich inner world, you feel this more than anyone. But here's the question number 28 asks you now. Are you making peace with your past, or letting it quietly define your future? Let me introduce you to Anya, a 58-year-old Pisces living in Lisbon. After a painful divorce in her early 50s, she felt emotionally lost. Not angry, just numb. She didn't know who she was anymore. One day, she found an old notebook in her drawer and decided to start writing. Not with purpose, not for anyone, just thoughts. 1 page a day. At first, it was messy, disjointed, but over time, patterns emerged. She noticed how often she wrote, "I miss myself." And just like that, awareness began. Her daily journaling turned into a ritual. Some days were full of gratitude, others brought tears. But in that quiet daily act, she slowly reconnected with parts of herself she'd forgotten. Her love for poetry, her longing to travel, her strength in solitude. Within a year, she had not only healed, but also reinvented her life. She joined a writing group, traveled solo to southern Italy, and even began mentoring women going through midlife transitions. What healed her wasn't therapy or dramatic change. It was reflection, consistency, the willingness to sit with herself without judgment. That's the power of number 28. It teaches us that the past is not a chain, it's a compass. If you stop and look back with compassion, you'll see it was never there to trap you, but to teach you. Ask yourself, what story am I still carrying from my past? Is it helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Pisces, you have so much wisdom inside you. But wisdom needs space, silence, slowness. In a world obsessed with speed and productivity, number 28 reminds you that depth beats pace. That sometimes the most powerful step forward is a gentle pause. Try affirming, I embrace my past. I trust my future. I live this moment fully. Make time to reflect. Write. Sit in stillness. Talk to your younger self. Forgive them. Thank them. And remind yourself, you've come so far. Because when you live in harmony with all versions of yourself, past, present, and future, you stop chasing success and start embodying it. And Pisces, that's the kind of success the soul celebrates most. Pisces, you've walked with us through 7 sacred chapters, each number revealing not just external luck, but deep, personal truths. You've seen how number 6 reminded you that joy is not a luxury, it's fuel. Number 7 taught that peace doesn't come from outside, but from silence within. Number 12 challenged you to break free, no matter your age. Number 18 proved that letting go is a strength, not a weakness. Number 24 guided you to choose balance over burnout. Number 28 showed you how your past, when honored, can become your future's greatest ally. But here's the truth. These numbers don't work unless you do. They are not magic tricks. They're mirrors. They reflect what you're ready to see, if you're brave enough to look. The universe has opened a door, especially for you. April 5th isn't just a date, it's an invitation. Will you step through it? Right now, take a breath, put your hand over your heart, and say this out loud. I align myself with the wisdom of the universe. I am ready. Then write it below in the comments. Not just to set intention, but to inspire others who are walking beside you. Like this video, if it touched something in you. Subscribe to this channel if you believe in growing wiser, not just older. And share it with someone you love, because wisdom is always better when passed on. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. And Pisces, the stars are watching, the universe is listening, and your journey is just getting started.